The world in those days was loud with rules, power, and judgment, but quiet when it came to love. People lived close to one another, yet their hearts were far apart. The strong ruled over the weak. The rich ignored the poor, and faith had become words spoken out loud, rather than kindness lived out daily. It was into this broken world that Jesus Christ walked, not as a king in a palace or a warrior with an army, but as a humble man walking dusty roads among ordinary people. Wherever Jesus went, he noticed those no one else saw. He looked into the eyes of the rejected, the sick, the ashamed, and the forgotten, because he understood that the deepest wounds were not on the body but in the heart. Jesus did not begin by asking people what sins they had committed. Through his actions, he showed that he cared about how much pain they were carrying. One day, Jesus entered a village where an old man had been left completely alone. Illness had weakened his body, and society had labeled him a burden. People whispered that he deserved his suffering, but Jesus did not argue with them. Instead, he sat beside the man, placed his hand gently on his shoulder, and stayed with him in silence, teaching everyone watching that humanity begins when we choose presence over judgment. On another day, a woman was dragged before a crowd, fear filling her eyes as people surrounded her with anger and stones in their hands. They wanted punishment and wanted to feel righteous, but Jesus stood calmly between her and the crowd and spoke words that pierced every heart. "Let the one without sin cast the first stone." One by one, the stones dropped to the ground. Jesus did not excuse wrongdoing, but he chose mercy over condemnation and gave the woman something greater than punishment, a second chance, redefining humanity as compassion before judgment. Jesus welcomed children when others pushed them away, listened to the poor when others ignored them, touched the sick when others were afraid, and ate with